name is Trent Tremaine. I'm an athletic director here at Seton Catholic High School. I want to welcome you today to Jenna Barker's signing ceremony. With us today, we have Jenna's dad and coach, Todd Barker, her mom, Jane Barker, assistant coach, Chelsea Halderman, and our principal, John Markward. We all know Jenna's outstanding athletic accomplishments, all-state in track, now in Indiana All-Star in cross country. But as outstanding as she is on the athletic field of competition, she's even a better person off the field of competition. We're very proud of her. It's no secret where she's going to be going to school. You can look around and figure that out. We're here today to make it official. So without further ado, we're just going to turn it over to Jenna now.
All right, thank you so much for being here. And as Mr. Tremaine said, it's kind of obvious where I'm going to school. I think I've said this the other night, I've like low-key been committed since I was like 13. So yeah, just thank you all for your support and just making me, a better person and the runner that I am today. So thanks, guys.
Oh no! Are you sure? No. Like marriage certificate. Serious. I'll tell her what are you?
It is official. It is now a Hoosier.
Jenna, would you mind talking about why IU and who else was in the running?
Yeah, so going through the college recruiting process, a big thing that I was really looking for was just what school fit really well with me academically. And IU, they have exactly what I want. Their media school is top notch, so that's a really big reason why I chose there. And I would say another reason is someone once told me, if you ever get injured, you still have to love the school you're going to. You're not running every weekend, you're not competing, but you still have to love that school. And I've been a really big IU fan for years now, and I've always loved them. So that just school-wise really hit home with me. And I think to the athletic portion is that there's so many really good schools out there, and they become so laser focused on becoming a top-notch school that they kind of almost destroy the athlete's love for running. And I will be the first one to say running is so hard. Like half the time I don't actually enjoy it, I admit. It's so true. And so I really looked for a school where the coach and the girls and the teammates, they would nourish and protect my love of the sport instead of destroying it. And so it's definitely what I found within IU.
Who else was in the running?
Kentucky was a little bit, and then I took another official visit at Xavier.
Does this kind of give you an idea for anyone that even comes from a small school, the ability you can still run in a major Power 5 conference like the Big Ten?
Without a doubt, yeah. So I took my official visit about a month ago, and I was with some girls who were from Carmel. There was one from Noblesville, and we were talking. They're like, "Oh, it's like, what's your school like?" Blah blah. I'd be like, "Yeah, my school has 92 students." They just like stare at me like, "What do you mean? There's a high school of 92 students?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's not weird at all, I promise." But it just really shows so much as to what we can do as a community and what this school can produce athletic-wise.
You had mentioned the process a little bit, and it's different than probably when a lot of us grew up. You didn't have social media and all the other aspects that are available today. Mm-hmm. Did you like the process?
For me, I definitely did. a lot of the coaches, they were just so open and nice, and they were like, we're not going to push you. And I had some coaches, they're almost like a mom to me. They're like, you don't have to take your 5 official visits. If you tell me no, I'm not going to be offended. You have to find what's right for you. And so no matter really what school I looked at, there were those cutthroat programs, but even then the coaches were like, you have to find the fit for you. And so it was nice. And, I had the running community and my friends supporting me throughout all of it. So for me, it was really good.
Recruiting is different in football and basketball and such. How does it work in cross country where the coaches, it isn't like you run in the summertime and they come out and watch you like they do at camps and such in basketball. When did you finally kind of realize they were watching you, and when did they start showing interest?
So I think for most, at least running-wise, the coaches look at junior year track season, which is always kind of just the biggest. Track times are easier to go off of versus cross-country times because, the weather, each course is different. You can't really base anything off of that. So that's what most schools look at is junior year track times. I think I actually reached out to IU first. I was so interested in going there. And they actually contacted me September of my junior year. And I've met the coach so many times, and he sat me down, and he's like, all right, Jenna, this is where we envision you in our program. This is what we see you doing here. This is what I think you can accomplish. And so for me, it just really worked out well.
I guess it takes a little different animal, no offense to that, but I kind of think about swimming and cross-country running and such because you're by yourself. What is it about you that makes you different than anyone else? You said a little bit ago you don't always like running, and I don't know anybody that likes running too much, but what's different about you?
I wouldn't say there's necessarily anything different about me versus, the next runner. It's just we're all there. I couldn't do it without my teammates. They really pushed me. I'm dying out there, but they're like, come on, Jenna, just one more. You can do it. You can do it. My friends, they're helping me when it comes to academics, math, so not me. They're there for me when I need it. My family, the support, the running group, they're the ones that when I'm waking up at 4:30, they're like, all right, Jenna, you got this, go knock out 7 hours of school, you can do it. And so really just the support that I've had, that's what's made it so manageable for me.
If I may, the mental aspect of it too is a lot different. As you just said, you got to keep going, and it's just you. Talk about your mental toughness.
Yeah, so I don't know. I've kind of said it a few times this year. Just like my first 3 years of high school, looking back on it, I just kind of like, what was I doing? My head was, I'm going to say up my butt. It really was. Because I just look at my times and I was like, I could be so much better than that. And so it's definitely, when I came into senior year, it's like, this is my last year. I'm going to give it everything I have. Every time I toe that line, no excuses, this is it. And so it's definitely something that I've had to work on. But I would say, I'm definitely getting to the point where, when I step on that track or when I step on that cross-country line, it's me. It's game time, and there's no excuses.
Is that a quote we'll remember sometime down the road?
Probably. I probably shouldn't have said that.
Your parents certainly a huge influence on your life. Talk about that and what that means to you.
Yeah, so I guess they're really the reasons I started running. They both do marathons. Dad's been doing I don't even know. It's like, I think 10 years, 11 years.
Yes.
So that's how I got out there, through marathoning. As many of you know, like when I'm getting in like my pre-race mode, I am completely unapproachable. If you talk to me, I will probably snap on you. Just I am in my zone, and they have to put up with it like the night before. And so I really, couldn't do without them. They, support me when I'm in my bad mood, have a bad workout. They're there. They come and support in the rain, the wind, everything. So definitely couldn't do without them.
Have the IU coaches talked about what you'll do now in the off season, getting ready for next year as far as training and such, get ready for college running as opposed to high school running?
A little bit. So Coach Helmer and Coach Port, I've sat down with both of them, and they say they won't really have much of an impact on my training until the summer. They like to leave it to high school coaches and just kind of let them finish out their high school career. I think it's like a week or two after I finish my last track season in the summer, they'll send me a training program, and then I'll just start going from there.
From a coaching standpoint, what do you like about them?
I would say one thing that I really looked for in coaching was a coach that was personable and that I knew I could come to with anything. My coach is my dad, so he knows, literally everything about me, what's going on in my life. And so I wanted a coach where I can be like, yo, listen, this is what's going on. I just had a bad night, ate a gallon of ice cream for dinner. And he can just be like, all right, Jenna, you're cool, settle down. And so they are both super great. Coach Poor graduated from IU in 2012. He was a 7-time All-American. So he's an alum. He knows what it's like to be a student athlete and super relatable. And they both have such a vision and such a focus for me. That's really just one thing that hit home.
When it's all said and done, what advice do you give some of the younger runners or even younger athletes here at Seton or anywhere that what kind of work it takes to become a D1 type athlete?
It kind of goes back to what I said. It takes a lot of work, and you're not going to enjoy every minute of it, but at the end of the day, you're lacing up, you're spiking up, you're shooting just because you love the sport, and that's really what's kept me grounded through all of it, because I love running, and I couldn't imagine, not spiking up next year and towing the line with butterflies in my stomach. And so even though it is super hard and there are going to be days where you don't want to do it, you just have to remind yourself why you're doing it and just have fun with it. All right, so there's cake if you guys want to go eat some.